Hey everybody, Alberto here, back with another video for you guys. This time we're going to be taking a look at some of the most commonly asked questions when it comes to mark roundings. It's time to ask Coach. If you're new to this channel, we're all about Opti sailing on the Opti class, which is not just the sailors, but it's also the coaches and the parents and the organizers. In this episode, we're going to be talking about some tips and tactics when it comes to mark rounding in racing. If you're not an Opti sailor, you might be able to benefit from some of these things, but we are taking a look at this from the viewpoint of an Opti sailor and their coach. So, mark roundings. A lot of the times in racing, mark roundings are thought of as just a thing we have to do and not as an integral part of your race. Now, a lot of coaches will have different opinions on what the value of a good mark rounding is towards a race, or what the value of a good start is. But what we can tell you is that if you don't prepare for a mark rounding properly on time, you will run into problems. And by problems, obviously, I mean you're gonna lose places. So let's take a look at some common mark rounding scenarios and how you can avoid them. How do you know you're in the mark zone? Well, first you need to know just how big the mark zone is. Opti sailors really don't know how big a mark zone really is. So let's take a look. If you check out the rule book, you can see that it's 3 boat lengths from the mark. Actually, let me pull up a video. So if an Opti is 8 feet long, if you multiply that by 3, you get kind of a big circle. You need to recognize that you're in the zone probably sooner than you realize. How do I avoid a pinwheel? Here's the thing. You need to be looking ahead. What's going to be happening within 2 to 5 minutes? Is the fleet going to compress? Just make sure that you keep your head out of the boat and you can see what's going to come down. Try to look ahead as to what's going to happen as you round that mark, because you might be caught in a pinwheel, and that is no good. Here's some tips that you can use to avoid getting into a pinwheel. Looks pretty easy, right? If you time it right, it can be. I've made it through the mark zone safe and sound. Now what? Well, that all comes down to your plan. If you remember this part of the other Ask Coach video, this is the time to apply that concept of knowing what your tactics will be to enact your strategy. Are you rounding the top mark? Are you going to an offset? Are you on a reach? Are you going to a gate, or are you coming out of a gate? What's important is that you remember the basics and manage the fleet. We'll cover that in an upcoming video. So hopefully you learned something from these tips and you can apply them to your next race. Just remember though, the mark zone is 3 boat lengths and you need to be anticipating where you're gonna be as you round. And for you that have a lot of experience in Opti racing, what phase are you gonna be in once you leave the mark zone? So hopefully you guys like this video. Let me know in the comments below if you feel like I missed anything. And as always, if you like what we're doing, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. This has been Alberto. See you next time.